everyone. Today we are going to be learning about the datetime module in Python. I will be doing this in Jupyter Notebook, and if you're not familiar with what modules are, don't worry, you can watch this video. It's right here. And basically, you can watch the video on modules. I'll be just linking it up the top over here. And let's actually hop onto our Jupyter Notebook, because as I said, I'll be using Jupyter Notebook so you guys understand more. So let's hop onto it. Okay, so here is my practice notebook, and obviously, as you can see, it says datetime module in Python. Now, as you may have guessed or may not have guessed, it doesn't matter. Datetime basically it helps you deal with timestamps in like your local time zone, something like that. So it shows the date and the time. Okay, that's why it's called datetime. It can also give you time zone information, and all you can do with time and the date. So first, let's look at time. Okay, so we'll be looking at time now. So let's see how we can extract time information from the datetime module. So how we can find out time. So we can create a timestamp by specifying how we want to represent the time. So how you do this is, first you need to import date time. Whoops. So we've imported date time. And now I want to create a timestamp. So I'm going to make a variable called t, so it's short for time. I'm going to create my timestamp. So first I want to say date time dot time. So we say this so we can reference to the datetime module. And then we need to pass in some parameters. The first one is the hour, so I'm going to put 4 hours. Second one is the minute, so I'm going to put in 20 minutes. Third one is the second, so I'm going to put in 1 second. And you can also put in a microsecond, but that's optional. But first, let's actually check it out with a microsecond. So if I call t, it gives me datetime dot time 4, 20, 1, and 5. Now this is because we need to print it, so that is important if you actually want to see the time. It gives me 4 hours, 20 minutes, 1 second, and 5 microseconds. So if we took away the microseconds, we get 4 hours, 20 minutes, and 1 second. Okay, so now we can access particular components in our within our datetime.time object. So I want to print, and I'm going to print I want to print t dot hour. Okay, so if I say I get 4, so I get 4 hours. And then you can also say you can also print t dot minute, so make sure you put in t so we can use it on the datetime dot time object, because that's t. You get 20 minutes. So if we put in print t dot second, we get 1 second. And if we print t dot microsecond, whoops, let me spell that correct. So it says 0 because there's no microseconds. And also we can use another one called tzinfo. Now this is short for time zone info. We haven't fed it any info, so it won't give us anything. But let's try it out anyway. T.tzinfo, so time zone info, so not tx, z. We get none because we haven't fed it any information. Okay, so we can also check the minimum and maximum values a time of day can have. Okay, so like let me show you this. So I'm going to say I want to print date time, so make sure you don't miss out this over here. Date time dot time dot min. It gives us 0000000. So that's basically midnight, and that is the earliest time you can have in a day. Now let's look at the latest. So if I say print date time, so remember to include that, dot time dot max, and this time is just before midnight, okay? So 23 hours, obviously 11 o'clock, 59 minutes, and then 59 seconds, and then it gives us our milliseconds, okay? So that is just right before midnight, so it will be the latest. And now we can also print out something called date time dot resolution. Okay, so if we type that out, we get 0.0000.0001. So basically, the resolution between these two times. Okay, so it's the lowest possible difference between these two times. So that's obviously just 1 millisecond. If you try to calculate it, you'd get 1 millisecond, and that's what the resolution is. Okay, so now we have learnt about time. We can now learn about dates. Okay. So obviously in date time it's not only time, it's date, and we can work with date timestamps. Okay. So basically calendar dates. So let's see some examples of this. And before we do that, it is easy to create a date representing today's date. Okay, and here we're going to use a today class method. So I'm going to say today, so that's my variable, not the method, is equal to date time dot date dot today. Okay, and then you need to put brackets. And also we can print today. And notice we get 2020, 6, and then 24. So basically that's the 6th of, that's 24th of June 2020. Okay, so it's giving me today's time. Okay, so now we can access a few aspects of our datetime.date.today object. So what I can do is I'm going to print today.ctime. Now this is short for current time, and you need to put brackets at the end, unlike the time methods. So here it says ctime, so this is the current time of today. So it's saying it's Wednesday, June 24th, and basically it's saying it's midnight. So that is normal. It's just it's basically just saying the current time. So it's going to say the current time at the start of the day. So it won't worry about the time, it's going to worry more about the date. Okay, so don't worry if it gives you this, because that is normal for people who use ctime. And now once we have done ctime, we can also print a tuple. So today dot time tuple. So what does this do? So it prints out all the separate aspects of our datetime.date.today object. Okay, so if I print that out, I get time.struct time, so structure time. It's saying the time of year, it's 2020. Time month, it's 6, so that's June. Time time day, so month day basically, it's the 24th. It said time.hour, time.min, time.sec, time.weekday, time dot so day basically. It's saying 2, it says time.yday, 176. Time dot is dst is equal to -1. Okay, so it'll give you all the aspects of our time date time object. Okay, Now we can also print out the ordinal number of the date. So I'm going to say today dot ordinal. Actually, not ordinal, it's two ordinal, otherwise it'll cause an error. So it's two ordinal, so today's ordinal number. 7737600. So yours might be different if you are in a different date or time, but but normally it is the same. And also, same as time, we can access the year, month, and day. So if I say print today dot year, so you don't need brackets for this, we get 2020, and then print today dot month. Okay, we get 6, so June, and then we can also print today dot day, and we get 24th. Okay, so basically we can calculate today. We can calculate today. Like we can access all of these aspects using the time tuple. We can find the ordinal number. We can access the year, the month, and the day. We can also look at the current time. We can also print our datetime.date.today object. So now, same as using a timestamp, we can what we can do is we can access the earliest and latest date, and we can also access the resolution. So how are we going to do this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print date time dot date dot min. So what it's going to do is it's going to give me 0010101. So this is the earliest possible time you could ever have. We can also print the latest. So if I say print date time dot date dot max, and we get the latest possible time. So we get 99, 99, 12, and 31. So that is basically really long time away. We can also find the resolution. So print date time dot date dot resolution. We get 1 day, and this is the time. Okay, so this is what it will give you. And also we can use the replace method using date with a date time dot date object. So what I can do is I can say d1, so date 1 is equal to date time, so date time dot date. Okay, so same as time, we can pass in whatever we want. So I can say 2026 and 24, so today's date. Just wanted to pass that in. And I want to print, if I print D1, I obviously get 2026 and 24. And we can replace the year. So I can say D2 is equal to D1 dot replace. And we can say year is equal to 1990. Okay, so so we can say year is equal to this. So now it will replace the year, sorry. Let me just do that. And then we can print D2. And now we get 1996-24. So instead of 2020, we get 1990. So there is also one thing we can do is we can perform arithmetic on date object for time differences. Okay, so we can perform arithmetic. So you can perform arithmetic on them. So first, I'm just going to check what D1 is. Okay, so it's date time dot date 2026 and 24. If I just check what D2 is, it's got 1996 and 24. So I can say D1 minus D2. We get date time dot time delta days, and we've got this many days, so the difference. And now let's actually add them. Let's see what we get. So obviously we get an error, okay? So we can't add it. So if I delete that, let's see if we can multiply, okay? So I'm just trying these out so you get an idea of what you can and can't do. So again, you can't do this. Let's see if we can divide it. D1, D2. So you can't do that either. So basically you can only take away. Okay, so this is just giving us the difference between the two dates. These two dates, it's giving me the difference of days. Okay, so basically these are all the basics of a date of the datetime module in Python. If you're still unsure, you can type in datetime module in Python, and look for the Python documentation. So it should say date time, basic date and time types, and then you get Python 3.8.3. It should say documentation at the end. So here we got basic date and time types, and what we looked at today, we looked at what we looked at date objects. We also so we looked at date objects, we looked at date time objects, obviously, as you saw in the in what we just practiced before. And there's many more objects you can look at, and obviously date time is really long. If you like to take a shortcut, you just can look at these. And here we've got time objects. So we've got time objects, date objects, time delta objects, whatever objects you would like. So I hope you liked this video and you learned something new today. If you are still unsure, even if you read this, you can access the practice notebook. I'll also be putting this link in it, and I'll put the practice notebook link in the comments so you can download it. And if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubts, please comment them in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions, please comment them. Okay, so I guess that's the end of the video. Bye!